Hello guys, I hope you all are doing fine. I am also getting better myself. I've been with a cough, flu, and I really cut down on how much I am making these tutorials. I wasn't as vigorous as I was initially. So today I am back up, a little back up, so I'm thinking I should also crochet this and see how it goes, okay? So while I was running through my YouTube comments, I got someone asked me to make a pleated skirt. I don't know whether it was on YouTube or Instagram, but it was a comment and someone asked for a pleated skirt. So I thought let's try it out and see how it should turn out, okay? I just thought it through in my head and I worked portions of it so this tutorial can be super quick, not delayed. So first of all, the materials we are going to be working with is robin. It's 100% acrylic and it is chunky yarn. This is size 4 yarn right here, okay? And I'm going to be working with a 6mm hook. You'll need a pair of scissors, a tape measure, and lastly a darning needle, okay? So let's get started. So like I said, I have half of my skirt complete and I'm just showing you so that we can catch up. So I'm just going to work something small, mini, to show you the steps on how to achieve what I already have, okay? So first of all, we are going to work a waistband, and to do that, we shall make a knot just like that, insert our hook into the loop, and here we shall chain. I usually chain 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Now into the third chain stitch from the hook, we work a half double crochet and work 1/2 double crochet into the next stitch, and do this all the way until you come all the way down, okay? So here you will chain 2, turn your work, work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of the row. So once again, you chain 2, turn your work, yarn over, work 1/2 double crochet into the very first stitch, and continue working 1/2 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of the row. Chain 2, turn your work, work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your row. So you're going to repeat this, okay? You are going to repeat this until you have a waistband that is long enough to go around your waist. You should have a waistband long enough to go around your waist. Make sure you are not stretching it, okay? Why I'm saying that is I want it to be in position to go through your hips when stretched. So when you're working it, make sure once you wrap it around your waist, it can go around your entire waist, your high waist, okay? So just keep doing this, 1 row of half double crochets and followed by 1 row of double crochets until you come to the length that can go around your waist. Then I'm going to meet you there and show you what to do. So guys, I am assuming that this is the width that can go around my waist. So what I am going to do is I'm going to turn it in and out, just so you don't get confused. Let me just show you. This is my skirt, okay? This is it. So clearly this is what we have been working right here, okay? Because some of you may think that this is exactly what you have to do. Okay, so right here I'm going to stitch these two together. So I'll insert my hook into this opposite end and then into the loop and pull through. Then I'll work a chain into this very same stitch and into the first stitch of this side. I'll insert my hook and pull through, work a single crochet, insert my hook into the next the second stitch on both ends, work a single crochet, and just keep doing this until you come to the end of your row. Make sure all stitches are stitched together correctly. There we go. So I'm going to turn this in out just like that. You can see that we stitched it together. And now to work the body of our skirt, this is what we shall do. We shall chain one into okay, literally just find anywhere you can insert your hook and work a single crochet right there. Now you see this is a half double crochet post, and then this is a double crochet post. So what we are going to do is we shall work 2 single crochets into every half double crochet post, okay, and 2 single crochets into the double crochet post as well. I hope I'm understood, okay? So for me, what I usually do is I will work one here and the second one here, then one here and the second one here, and just do that repeatedly. But if that is going to confuse you, just do exactly this, working 2 single crochets into the double crochet post and 2 single crochets into this. Okay, so let's do that all the way around for all the stitches. So you see I have my half double crochet starts here and ends here, and that's where I have my 2 single crochets, okay? And then I'll work one here in the middle of the double crochet post. Just find your way into it just like that, and then one there. So those are 2 as well, okay? Work one here and one here, one here and one there. You get my point? So we are going to do this all the way around for all the stitches. Then I'm going to get back and show you how to start working the body of our skirt. Also keep in mind that we are going to work an increase for the hips. That is why I told you to have a band that can go around your waist, not one that can go around your hips, okay? So we are going to have an increase around our hips so that this skirt is like super fitting and well fitted onto us. Let me meet you once you have this complete. Also remember that once you come to the end of your row right here, you work a slip stitch, and that's where I'll meet you. Once at the end of your row, you will chain 2 and turn your work, yarn over into this very first stitch. You work a half double crochet, work 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around until you come to the end of your row. And then once you come to the end of your row right here, you work a slip stitch. So I'm going to meet you after you have 3 rows of just normal half double crochets. Just work 3 rows of just this, going around with half double crochets and then working a slip stitch, chain 2, turn your work, work your half double crochets, go around, work a slip stitch for a total of 3 rows. That's why I'm going to meet you and show you how to start working the increase for our hips. This is very simple. I've gone through these skirts very many times and I feel like it should come so easy for you. The only hard part is about the pleated thing, the design, but this is very simple. So let me meet you guys there and show you what to do. So once you have your 3 rows complete, you will chain to turn your work. But before you go on, you are going to count all the stitches you have on your row. And once you count them, you are going to divide the number by 2. So that means, for example, let me say 30 divided by 2, okay? I'm going to get 15, 15. That means I have to have 15 stitches on the back and 15 on the front. And my hips, my increase for the hips will go right here and right there. Okay? So, but because I want this seam, the seam line, okay, where I joined these rows together, I want it to be at the center of my back. So I'm going to get 15 and divide it by 2 again. I will get 7.5. So that means I'm going to work 7 stitches and then work an increase into the 8th stitch. And once I am here at the 8th stitch, I'm going to work 15 stitches and then work into the 16th stitch, and then I will work this normally. I hope I am very clear. The reason why we divide the 15 by 2 is just to get the number of stitches that we should work from here, from the center of our back to right here at the sides where our hips are going to go. So clearly that is it. Get your stitches, count them, divide by 2, mark where you have to put your increase, and then divide by 2 again and get the number of stitches that have to be here and mark that stitch. So you will mark the stitches here and the stitches here where our hips are going to go. All right? So from here, I'll chain to turn my work into this very first stitch. I will work my half double crochet and continue working my half double crochet until I get to, which will be the marked stitch on the side here. I already know my stitches, that's why I haven't marked them. 6. So right here, if this is the stitch where I want to work my increase, I will work 2 half double crochets into the very same stitch. Okay, so I'm going to continue with 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I get to the marked stitch on the other side. I already know my stitches, that's why I said I didn't mark them. So I'll just be counting my stitches up to 15 and then mark that, and then work an increase in that stitch as well. So right here into this stitch, I will work 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch, and from here I'll just work normal one half double crochet into every stitch until I come to the end of my row, and there I will work a slip stitch. So chain 2. Let me just show you. You already see that we are getting this kind of thing, and we haven't even worked so many rows. We just worked 1 row of an increase. So even the next row is going to be of an increase. So you will chain to turn your work, work 1 half double crochet into this very first stitch, and continue working 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you get to the stitch where you worked an increase. You see, it's right there. So I'm going to work my stitches, and once I get right here into these 2 stitches, I'm going to work 2 half double crochets once again. Okay, so I'll continue with 1 half double crochet into every stitch, and still again until I get to this and here I will work 2 half double crochets. Okay, so there I will have had 2 rows of an increase, and I'm not going to work the next rows with you guys, because to be honest, I feel like you should already have watched many of these tutorials of my skirts, and it is just so simple to like get to know how to do that. So here I will work 2 half double crochets in this very same stitch, and I'm going to continue with 1 half double crochet until the end and then work a slip stitch. So I'm not going to work the next rows with you guys, but I'm just going to explain how to go on from here. So this is it. You see that we already have that increment that we want. Okay, now for the next 2 rows, you are just going to work chain 2, turn your work 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around until you come to the end and work a slip stitch for the next 2 rows. Okay, so literally the next 2 rows are going to be normal rows of just 1 half double crochet into every stitch, and the 2 rows after that you will still do the very same thing. Mark the sides where you have to work an increase, and in those stitches you'll work 2 half double crochets and 2 half double crochets. So what we are going to have recurring is 2 rows of an increase and then 2 normal rows. Okay, I've done this several times, guys. I hope you all understand this. If you don't, I have so many videos about skirts and it's just the very same thing. Okay, so let me just show you my skirt and how it looks like and how long it is, how many rows I worked, how many increments I worked. So this is it. It's very short, skimpy, and it's up to the length of, I think it goes just below, right below my bums. Yeah, that's the length I wanted for it because I'm trying to mimic this kind of pleated skirt design. That's what I'm trying to mimic. That's why I have this kind of length. Okay, but for pleated skirts you can always work the length that you desire. It may be longer, and the pleat is just maybe around knee length, so it's up to you. The length of the skirt is up to you, but what I wanted to show you is you will work those increments until when you feel like that when you stretch your work it can meet the width of your hips. Okay, and for me personally I worked 1 1 2 and then 1 2 I personally worked 2 sets of an increase. Yes, I just increased twice, like these 2 rows right here. If you see this, there is this and this. So I just increased right here and then right here. Okay, so it's up to you. You can increase like 3 times, but because this half double crochet stitch is really it can stretch out, you don't have to work so many increments. I advise between 2 to 3. Okay, unless someone has very wide hips, given the width for their waist, then I can advise you to go all the way to 4. So from my last increase I worked 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I worked 9 rows from my last increase, and this is what I have. Now once you have your mini skirt complete, just like this one, you will put this aside and you are going to get your yarn. First of all, you are going to count the stitches you have on your last row here. Okay, count them. For example, I had 100 stitches. I think, yeah, there were like 100. Yeah, so I had 100 stitches right here at the bottom of my skirt. And to work my pleat, like the piece for my pleats, I am going to multiply that total number of stitches by 3. So I'm going to get my yarn. And also this is just a demo. I already worked my pleat, my piece for the pleat. And I'm going to chain 300 because I had a total number of 100 at the bottom of my skirt. So I'm going to chain 300. Yeah, it may sound like a lot of work, and most of you will get bored along the way making it, but let me tell you, when you have excitement for the project you're working with, you are going to make sure you find time for this and work your piece until it is complete. Okay, I had so much excitement for this. I used the somewhat the entire day, the time I got in my entire day to work that whole piece. And just working this piece of the skirt just took me a few hours because this is very simple. So you just work, let me assume this is 300, and actually you work 300 plus 2, okay? And from into the third chain stitch from the hook, you will work 1 double crochet and work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you come to the end of your row. All right? And once you come to the end of your row, you will chain to turn your work 1/2 double crochet into every stitch, and you're going to do that repeatedly until you have something like this. Repeatedly for the number of rows you want, that you know that the length of this piece for the pleats is going to actually give me what I am looking for. Like it, when I add it to the skirt, it gives me the length I want for my skirt. So this is what I made. It is super long. Super long. Okay, so I want you guys to make something like this. I had figured I will work this piece for the Pride month, but I got sick and I would not like go on with this piece. I thought I could like release it before the end of the month, last month, but unfortunately God had other plans. So I'm releasing it. Yeah, at least I've gotten a chance to release it, so I should be thankful. So yes, I have this very long thing that is going to work my pleats. So just work your double crochets into all those stitches, chain 2, turn your work your double crochets into all the stitches that you have, chain 2, turn your work, and do that repeatedly. For me, I have a total number of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I have 10 rows of this, because if I add it to the bottom of my skirt right here, it's going to give me that length I'm looking for my skirt. Okay, so I'll let you guys work that, and once you are done, I'm going to get back and show you how we can sew our pleats and see that we attach them to the skirt. So guys, you are going to get your darning needle and insert your yarn into it, just like that. One should be a little short because we want to sew with 1 strand. Okay, so this should be a little short, this one right here. Now I personally worked 1 row of just single crochets at the top of my piece so that I can like see through the single crochets, not the chains, because the foundation chains can be confusing when you're sewing. So if you have time and you can do that, you can also work just a row of single crochet at the top of your foundation chains for this piece. Okay, so we are going to count 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 8 stitches right there. Now I'll just fold like four of these from the 8, then fold 4 of these. So that means I'm leaving 4 here and I folded 4 there. If the mathematics gets hard for you, you can just maybe just fold your pleats the way you wish, but make sure that once you get to fit it around the bottom of your skirt, it's going to fit perfectly and go around it perfectly. So that's the whole technique. If one doesn't have time to like go around counting stitches, I just count so that I have uniform pleats, like the width between every pleat is like uniform. So I'm stitching this like that, okay, and leaving a fold right there. So now this time I'm not going to do like this. Sorry, I'm not going to do like this. Instead, I am going to fold like this. Are you seeing that? I am going to fold like this. So I have this and I have this. So into this stitch right there that is in between these two, I will come out just like that. So here I will now start stitching these together just like that. And if you follow through, you can see that I have like 4 rows, okay? Sorry, four stitches on both sides. So it's very simple. You'll just have to sew through just like that. So you see what we have. And now for my next stitch, I'm going to go like this. Okay, so I'm creating this V here. You see that? So I'll get into this stitch right there and then just start sewing through. And get through this. If you feel like this is very hard for you, you can just pin your work, pin them and then just sew through them. Pin them and sew through them. You see what we have? We have a pleat. So now for this next one, we are going to fold at the back. Fold at the back right there, just like that, okay? And once again, we shall go through into the first stitch there of our pleat and come through. So it's very simple and it's fun, it's relieving, it's stress relieving. Like you can just have a day chill off and you're just sewing your pleats, hand sewing them. It is just making sure that you have these okay? So just fold the right way. So you fold like this, and the next one you will fold to the back. The next one you fold to the front like this. The next one you fold to the back. So clearly that is it, guys. So you just keep doing this for the entire piece of all this, and make sure that the width that you have remaining after your pleats is the width that is at the bottom of your skirt, because after that I'm going to get back and show you how to stitch this onto your skirt. Actually, let me show you, because I just don't want this video to get so lengthy. Let me just show you, then I'll show you how my work turns out. So you see, you will have to turn your work in out, and once you turn your work in out, let me assume this is in out, okay? So you'll just get here and start stitching these like this. And you know, it's just so simple. Oh my god, I don't know. This is one of the projects I feel like, as much as it may feel like hard for some of you, but it feels so simple because everything is just repeated. So yes, you see, so you just keep stitching this. Find your way into almost every stitch. So just so you don't lose count of what you are doing, you can just you just pin your pleats onto the bottom of your skirt and just like sew through, okay? So that you don't find yourself having either so many stitches left without pleats on the skirt, on the body of the skirt, or the pleats have run out, you know. Anything can happen. So just make sure that you have pinned your work and like seen that the pleats are just enough to go to the bottom of your work. So I'm just turning it in out so you can see how it will look. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. This is the attached part so far, and you see it is neatly attached. So guys, I just need you to work your pleats. Work your pleats until you have your pleats complete, okay? Just like mine, I'm super excited. So work your pleats until you have them complete, okay? Just doing this and doing that. After we stitch them onto the bottom of our skirt, I'm going to get back, guys, and show you how mine looks like and how it turned out, because this is like, look at this, you all. Oh my god, the pleats. Guys, look at this. This is gorgeous. Like, you see the folds. Oh my. Okay guys, let me let you guys work your piece. I'm super excited, and you know, excitement just keeps me going. So I believe I'm going to be done with this in a day and then show you how it turned out, and then I will like show you the entire piece on the dummy and see how it actually looks.